Hey there, everyone. Welcome to another Tiny Talk Book Blast from Fantasy for the Ages. I'm Jim, the father of this father and son show. And in 5 minutes or less, I'm coming at you today to give my reactions, spoiler free, to Gardens of the Moon. Now, when I say spoiler free, I really should say spoiler light. It's impossible to talk about something as good as this without the tiniest of suggestions and hints of what's in here. But I'm not going to ruin the plot for you. I guarantee that, and we pride ourselves on that in this show. I can't believe I've waited this long to talk about Gardens of the Moon, book one in Malazan Book of the Fallen by Steven Erikson. Such an incredibly good book. I had been warned about Malazan. This is a scary series. There's so much to it, so convoluted and complex. It's not everybody's kind of thing. Okay, it's my kind of thing. Wow. I don't know what makes you a Malazan or not a Malazan person. I just know why I loved this story, and let me talk to you about it a little bit. First of all, yeah, it's got a lot of different characters all over the place, but I read epic fantasy. I'm no stranger to tons of characters. I mean, the Wheel of Time has over 2,000 named characters in it. So I get that. And it worked. I also read this physically. I didn't try to do this as an audiobook, and I think that's a good call. This is a very complicated series. It probably would be a bit much to try your first time through to do on audio. You need time to look at the page or the screen. I'm a Kindle reader, and look at these words, see these names, allow the imagery to come to your brain slowly, and be able to pause and take a look and read something over again if you didn't quite get it the first time. I loved the fact that Steven Erikson dumps us right in the midst of a complex story. I mean, there's a huge thing going on here that goes back decades, centuries, in fact. There are characters in here that live thousands of years, and they're right here on the page with us, okay? So there's a lot going on, and he doesn't bother to explain it to us. We get to figure it out as we go. And I got to tell you, that is fascinating. It's compelling. I didn't feel like I'm stumbling along in the dark, not knowing what's going on. I knew enough of what's going on now in this scene with these people. And as I kept adding scene after scene, pieces are clicking, connections are being made. By the end of the book, it's clearly not really the end. This is just where this stops. There's much more that's going to be happening. Now, there is an ending. Don't get me wrong here. It's a logical stopping point. And I'm already well into book two, Deadhouse Gates, and it makes sense why this book stops where it does and where the next one picks up. It's a good shift in story. But this one, it introduces some really key elements that I believe are going to continue to play out. No spoilers. I haven't looked ahead. I don't know where everything's going. But to see how the different types of characters and the various power struggles that are at play here, both politically, magically, supernaturally, there's all sorts of things that are possible. It's fascinating. One of the things I really enjoyed about this is the magic and the way magic impacts the world. And it impacts it in some really unique ways, some amazing ways. There was one point in the series, I'm like, wow, the people who use magic, it sucks to be you. There were so many bad things happening to magic users. But that's all right. Bad things happen to everybody at some point. This is not a light and cheerful story. This is a book of the fallen. Okay, there's dark stuff happening here, and yet there's hope. There's compelling characters who aspire for something better, and you want to cheer for them. And I am cheering for them. I'm not sure who entirely I should cheer for yet, but it's coming along, and I'm loving moving through this series. So again, I'm on to book two. If you make it through book one, you're going to want to read more. I guarantee it. That's where I'll leave you. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you next time.